Welcome to the Juice Radio Talk Show. Welcome to the Juice Radio Talk Show. Welcome to the Juice Radio Talk Show. Reality TV, church reviews. Let's talk happy love and marriage lifestyle. Come and talk with us. Come and share with us. Come and laugh with us. Come on and pray with us.
Regina and Clovis, special guests. You should be following your lead. Bless. Subscribe on YouTube. Listen on podcasts. We live on IG and Facebook. This episode is sponsored by Truth and Triumph Ministries.
All right, you guys, we are back. All right,
Yes,
so
we are
today, say that again, Dustin.
I said we are back for another episode of 90 Day Fiance Happily Ever After.
Yes.
Yes, we are, and we're about to have the conversation. And when I tell you, these people was getting on all my nerves.
I think you texted earlier. I think you texted.
I mean, all of them was getting on all my nerves over here. Thank you so much, Aaron, for putting all these comments in here. Y'all say hello to Robin. Hey, Robin.
Hello, Robin.
Hey, Robin.
Thank you for being here, Robin. Appreciate you so much. She's saying hello to Regina and Jonathan. And Bianca is here. Hello, Bianca.
Hey, Bianca.
Thank you for being here as well. Thank you. All right. Tell everybody happy Monday to them.
Happy Monday.
Aaron has put everyone's channels in the chat, which he does to make it so much easier for you all to go over and subscribe to our co-panels channels. It is so great over there at everyone's channel. Listen, Aaron, I'm sorry, Bianca said this. I'm so sorry for interrupting you, Smiley, and I thought you were done dropping the links. I was moving so fast. I don't think Aaron minds. You guys work as a team there. Y'all are working as a whole and complete team.
Right.
So you guys, let's talk. Thank you so much, sweetie.
Drink it too.
Look at my husband bringing me tea because he said, you got to do something about that cough while you're on the show. And I'm like, yeah, I know. So he's bringing me a cup of hot tea. Thank you so much. What a lovely husband.
Yes.
Come on now. All right, you guys. So let's have this conversation. Dustin, your people, they was getting on my nerves. Go ahead and start this off, Dustin. Who we starting with?
All right, I want to say a couple of thanks to Jonathan first, if it's okay. When you had your live on Thursday, I did get very emotional because I love you very much, Jonathan. And when I love you person like I love you very much, that makes me more emotional. And for you to do that video, that was really heart touching to me, Jonathan.
Mm-hmm.
And I really appreciate it very much. I love you very much, and you're always there for me. So appreciate it very much.
Thank you so much, Dustin. I love you as well. Thank you so much. And to all the people who have been touched by it, thank you so much for your feedback. I really do appreciate it. That's what I want to do. I want to inspire and I want to educate. So thank you for that. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you for that, Dustin. That video was and still is amazing. Y'all can check it out right here at the Juice Radio and Talk Show over there on our YouTube channel. It was so absolutely good. Thank you. Dustin, where are we starting out? Which one of these crazy couples we starting off with today?
Oh, good Lord. We're going to start off with Michael and Angela. We're going to start off with a bang.
Okay.
We're starting off with Michael and Angela because I want to hurry up and get them out of the way. These couples need to be off of the air. Angela and Michael, one of them. Because I don't want to see them back next season at all.
Mm-hmm.
When Angela was throwing the water in his face, that was just downright rude to me and holy water. You were married to him. You might not be married to him now, but you were married to him back then when you were filming the show. So you are still in charge of him for the next 10 years. Would you do this kind of visa that she did? She's in charge of him for the next 10 years. It don't matter what if you're married or not. So you guys are still tied together in some way, and that's just a point blank period right there, Miss Regina and Jonathan and Aaron, because this is a point to me that TLC needs to take some action. Next season, I don't want to see them on my TV screen or on my computer screen, for that matter, because I don't want to see them back. No, thank you. No, thank you at all.
Right, agreed.
Let me tell you, Jonathan, go ahead and share your thoughts because I got so much. Aaron, you see me and Aaron face. We got so much to say about Michael. So much. Jonathan, go ahead because we about to cut Michael up over here. Go ahead.
Angela was a mess this past episode. She gives me a woman who's probably not sober. I'm not going to get into what I think she might be on. I don't, because I have no idea. I don't know, but she's not giving me sober. Right-minded. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was all a whole mess. Her nails, when she was going through the phone, some of her nails were off, some of her nails were long. So it was just all a mess. It was a whole mess. And so she's going through this phone. First of all, the fact that she said, "You're not getting your phone back," like that. I was like, girl,
that was pretty that was a pausing point for me. I paused because that's pretty that's his phone, Angela. That's not your property,
right?
But you think it's your property, but my phone is right here on my desk. It's mine. It's not nobody else's. So
exactly,
why would you take it out of your hand? That's not that. This is mine. So don't take it out of his hand either, because he won't like it.
Right. And so, but as fast as I got so upset with her taking his phone, then that upsetness went away when he went running after her. And he's constantly trying to console her and and it's like, this is a lot of work that Michael is going through to keep this woman in well, not necessarily in his good graces, because I don't know if he was ever really in her good graces. But the fact that he keeps on trying to reel her back in, it's like, I want to feel sorry for him, but you keep going after her. You keep keep giving her all of your energy, all of your time, all of you, and and all she gives you is mess. And so she's going through it, and she sees that he's the president of some type of group of of people trying to meet people in Africa and bring them over to America. And look at all this money, and look at all
He's
these.
the admin. He's the admin. He created it.
Right. And so I understand, Regina and Aaron, what you may think, concerning Michael and his whereabouts and how he's getting his money and how he's moving out here. You know what I'm saying? Is very valid. And I will give you
30,000. She said 30,000.
Right. And so she's acting as if he's, talking to all these women in a romantic sense. But no, it's actually, he's the president of this group that does what they do. It is what it is. But of course, in my opinion, Angela was overreacting, as one would when they are not sober. Again, I don't know what she might be on, but it is what it's not giving me sober-minded. So as far as Angela is concerned, much like Dustin has said, and I'm sure Regina and Aaron have these same sentiments, I would not like to see them back on another season of anything on any channel whatsoever. I do not need to see them ever again. It took a lot for me not to just fast forward and get to the next couple, because it's sometimes it's unbearable to watch them on TV, because you have this Angela woman and then you have Michael who's running up behind her at every point. And it's like, it makes me think that he actually loves her. It makes me think that he actually cares for her. But at the same time, it's like, how could he have these feelings for this woman? It's hard to wrap my head around. It really is hard for me to wrap my head around him, because I want to feel sorry for him, but I simply cannot, because he's indulging with this woman. He's giving her all of his attention. And so, it is what it is, but I don't care about them. I really don't. I'm done with them. It is what it is. Whoever wants to talk can go ahead next, but they're a non-effing factor as far as I'm concerned.
Exactly,
I don't
Jonathan. They are.
And I also don't want to, sorry about that, Virginia. I also want to say, I don't want to see them at the tell-all. They can take them out of the tell-all and don't bring them back. That's all I'm going to say to that question.
Go ahead, Aaron. Go ahead, girl.
First of all, not his phone. She's been paying that bill the whole time. She bought him that phone, and that's why he handed her the phone when she said, "Hand me the phone." She didn't grab it at first. She just wasn't willing to give it back, because she pays the bills. That is her phone. Second,
go ahead and set the record straight, Aaron, girl. Set it straight.
That app is crazy, and that is all about manipulating women and manipulating whoever to get to this country, and it's a big old scam. It's a scam community, and he's the head of the scam community. That should be the biggest red flag. Jonathan should be going like this with his flags. He created the scam community. He's president of the scam community. You can call him whatever you want. He's the leader. And he's helping other people do it. He's running after her because he knows that nobody else has taken his bait, and he don't want to lose the one fish he has attached to his hook. So he's been doing this for a while. And I think he's been cheating and trying to get other people to catch another fish, but he ain't been able to, and that's why he's going to stay with Angela until he gets where he wants to be.
Show is. Show is. Show is. Child Bianca coming in hot.
And if Angela was on anything, you'd have to be drunk to want to be with Michael after all he's done. So I don't blame her for drinking or anything else he needs to do, because you'd have to be on something to be with him. So hopefully now that she's not with him, she's sober and she's happy.
Jonathan. Oh my God.
I should have. I'm right there.
Well, then she can blame it on that. Why she's wasted 7 years of her life with this person. He is the scammer. He's president of the scammers. He's made a scamming community. There ain't nothing redeemable about Michael. Angela is a woman who has been tortured for 7 years. Michael has only showed us this fake side of himself for 7 years. Everybody's felt bad for him because he's a scammer and he's a con man, and he's shown his con man side on 90 Day Fiance, and now we finally starting to see what Angela's been complaining about all these years. But she had his phone finally, and she'd be like, see, I told you, this is what I've been dealing with. So I was proud of her in this episode. I think she finally showed the world who Michael is, who the rest of us women who've seen scammers and con men before already saw that man for what he was years ago. But I'm glad the rest of the world is starting to catch up.
Yeah. She did all this voluntarily, mind you, voluntarily staying with this man all of these years, voluntarily continuing to be with this man for whatever reasons. She's still doing it voluntarily. I'm just
what is she getting out of this whole relationship? A bill, a TV show, a bill for the visa. But mind you, they were together before the TV show.
Can I say something?
I think she's afraid to be alone.
Yeah, but it's all the way over there. You know how many men she had to pass in the air to go to see him?
Yes, but I think she is one of those women who have been like trampled on all her life. She's used to a man abusing her. So any man at this point giving her any attention at her age, because she has said that has been difficulty because she's attracted to younger men, and younger men are not attracted back. So I think she's one of those, oh my God, I finally got one. I'm not going to let go. I'm holding on for dear life, no matter how far it sinks me down.
Now, here's my thought, child. Bianca said, Jonathan, look at your face. Y'all are hilarious tonight. Yeah. I'm sitting here reading Jonathan's face, and he's like, why y'all so hard on Michael?
I'm just shocked that Erin says she's proud of Angela. I can't get over that. But you know, hey, it is what it is. That's how you feel.
Let me tell y'all something. When I watched this episode, when I watched this particular episode, I was like,
you proud of her too, Regina?
No.
Okay.
I'm not in the proud category. I'm not. But I will say this. I said it's about dang on time. They done held this episode for so long. It is about dang on time that we see this part. Now, the daughter, Angela's daughter, already knew scam artist, con artist. She was already saying those allegations. I was so still upset with Angela because Angela sitting at that table still thought she was in control. That's the thing. She still thought she was in control. Give me your phone.
Michael,
looking at stuff and in control of my. That's what she thought. She still thinks she in control of the whole situation. Angela is so blindsided to what the master manipulator is doing. That's my allegation. Alleged master manipulator Michael was doing. She got conned at her own, with her own bad behavior. She allowed herself to be conned. Michael, I believe, conned her. I believe he may have allegedly tried others. I think he may have tried to do others, but Angela is the one that he caught, and that was hook, line, and sinker. And I think he took her and for everything she had. Now he's the head of this whole group. He says he's the admin of this group. He teaches people how to do this. When she said they had a question on insurance and what happens when the person
life insurance.
I said, and then she's talking about what should she be concerned about her life? I was like, oh my God, Michael has gone deep. And Michael even said, yeah, he studied stuff. He studied the visa stuff. He studied all this stuff. So he knew all this stuff. Michael knew if he did not hold on to Angela and take her mess, that he was probably going to have to start that whole process all over again. And it probably would not be an opportunity for him to actually get somebody. So he held on for dear life to Angela. He took all of that abuse from her. He took all of that rudeness from her because he had a purpose and a goal in mind. That's my thought. Michael had a purpose for doing everything that he did. And his whole goal was, I'm head of this group. I got to show these people how to do this. I got to show these people how to get to America. I got to lead by example, because if I want to get more of their money, I'm going to have to show them that I did it.
Yes.
I think it was all a whole ploy. And Angela, I felt bad for Angela, because I felt like Angela has been feeling all this time that she was in control. And now she's seeing that Michael was the one that was in control of everything. And he took her. He took advantage of her. He took advantage of the money she used for the visa. He took advantage of her and all those trips over there. He took advantage of them being intimate together. He took advantage of her feelings. I think Michael allegedly took advantage of Angela, all for a purpose. His goal and mission, my thought was to get to America. When he landed on American soil, I believe he was like, okay, I'm going to let these people know and see how to do it. Now I got to get out of this crazy lady house. Let me go missing for a day and let me try and get my stuff in order. Did y'all see on his TikTok page this beautiful place that he's in?
No, I didn't see the place. I didn't see the place.
Well, I think all we can say is mission accomplished.
Exactly.
Yes, I agree with you, Jonathan.
And that's what he did. And that's what he did. And that's why Angela thought that she was in control of everything. But no, Angela, you were not. Michael was in control. Well, look, here go Michael. Look at him.
Michael out here dipping and doing it, y'all. Okay.
Look at this. Michael over here cooking I'm making Endominion egg. Look at this kitchen. Look at this. Look at this. Look how beautiful this place is.
Michael done leveled up.
This
beautiful house.
Far different from where Michael done came from.
Okay. Thank you, Angela.
And who did all this? Who helped him to accomplish this? Look at Michael showing out his outfit. Yeah, really? Okay, Michael. Okay,
looking fly. Giving O for a thug. Okay.
Look at the furniture in the background. Look at the t-shirt say blessed. You better come on, really?
Okay. Better claim that thing.
Blessed for right now, because I know eventually it's coming back, because you know when you do wrong. Go ahead, Mike. What you riding in? What you riding in, Michael? What you riding in? How were you able to ride in that, Michael?
Okay, looks like he's being escorted, y'all. He ain't in that driver's seat.
Okay, okay. So Angela, all this time you thought you were in control. There you go. I did feel bad for Angela just a little bit. But then if Angela, put it this way, if Angela would have been a real nice, humble person and oh, Michael, and so sweet to Michael and everything, and then Michael came over here and did this and then left her, I'd have been even more upset with Michael, because she would have been a nice, sweet person. But Angela did a lot of this. She deserved it because of what she did.
Yeah.
How she treated the situation, how she abused him. She kind of deserved what she got. Not to say that every woman deserves that, but because of her bad behavior toward him, I can't be as mad at Michael as I want to be, but I'm still mad at Michael.
That's exactly why I'm not mad at all with Michael. Like, I have no issues with what Michael is doing. Yes, it may not be the best that he's doing. Yes, he had a plan. Absolutely. I completely agree with everything that everyone is saying, but I have no sympathy whatsoever for Angela due to her actions.
And neither do I.
Actions. When you treat people like ish, you get treated like ish. And don't be surprised and don't be crying. I'm glad that she wasn't doing too much crying this time, like Liz was. Lord have mercy. But you know, when you treat people like ish, that's what you get. It's a cause and effect thing, girl. You got to understand that.
Let me come
feel
in here.
bad for her.
You feel bad for Aaron?
I feel bad for her.
A smidgen, a smidgen.
I think it's more than a smidgen, Regina.
No, I'm saying I feel bad for her, a smidgen bad.
Oh, okay, okay.
No, I feel bad for her. I feel like she's a woman who, yeah, she does a lot of things wrong. She's human, and she's really shows not her good side of her on the show.
Right.
But at the same time, she's given a lot to this man. She has sacrificed a lot for this man. And to do all that, and then to have him finally get here, which is what she's been sacrificing for her personal life. She lives with her daughter because she had to save the money to bring Michael here. I mean, she's given up her personal life here to save money, her freedoms here to save money for Michael, and then to have him finally get here after all that sacrifice, and then he's off.
But here's the thing, Angela, with her controlling behavior, did not just start when she met Michael. I believe this behavior has been with Angela for her life. And I think what happened was she got away with it so much that it caught up with her with Michael. And so, yeah, I feel bad for her a smidget, but Angela brought this on herself.
Okay.
Angela, she did. Would I want this to happen to some other lady? No, I would not. That's why I said if it would have been a nice, innocent person that was sweet and caring, I would be 1,000% mad at Michael. Right now, I'm 900% mad, but not 1,000. I'm 900% mad. But Angela, we can't neglect the fact that Angela brought this on herself. She knows she was going over there to get this younger guy. Mm-hmm. She knew all about all this other stuff that he was doing. She caught him in the acts of a whole bunch of stuff. And she thought by her being mean and controlling to him that she was going to control him. Once you find out who a person is and what their behaviors are, you better best believe that's who they are.
Exactly.
So she thought she was going to change him. Yeah, when he came over here, he was absolutely wrong for what he did. He should be sent back. He should not have to stay here in America. But because he got all this abuse that she did to him, that's part of the reason why he might get to stay.
Right. See, this is what happens when you think you're the HBIC and you're nothing of the sort. Nothing of the sort, honey.
Robin said this, and I want to say, and then we'll go on to the next one. Robin said Michael couldn't legitimately get paid by TLC, so the money he would have earned was funneled through Angela. So, but
I didn't know that. I didn't know that, Robin. I thought he was already getting paid from TLC.
No, the other ones, they don't get paid. Only the main characters, I believe, get paid.
All right. Okay. Thank you, Regina. I'm sorry. I thought he was getting paid from TLC, but
Robin said Michael has been a useful idiot. Yeah. And Robin also said if Angela and Michael a case of the slick can't outslick the slicker. Right.
That's it.
That's what they are. Now, as a woman, I would feel a lot more pain for Angela if Angela wasn't so doggone nasty. Yeah. So not only him, but Angela was nasty to other castmates. Angela was very rude to other people.
She was very rude at the tell-all last season, and I hope she don't come back next season. I really do.
Yeah. Lady Virgo says she agreed with Robin. She said they both say that Angela is a true scammer and a problem in the situation. They both think that Angela is the scammer.
I agree.
Y'all out there, y'all see Michael. Michael don't do what he did, and Michael teaching others to do it. So all y'all ladies out there that's looking for a man online,
be careful.
Y'all better be careful. You better be careful. The song say real love. I'm searching for a real love. Y'all ain't searching for real love. Y'all just searching for something. Y'all like, ooh, I'm 70 and this 20-year-old man want me.
My dream would be me finding Michael and taking a picture with him and just sending it to all of y'all with the biggest smile on my face. Just the biggest smile on my face, honey. I would live for that. Oh no, I don't want to upset you, Aaron, but
Jonathan, if you send me that picture, I would post it online and say, look at this mess right here. Look at this mess. His channel name is JoJo Speaks. Go over there and tell him what y'all think.
You better be careful. He'll con you too.
Oh, I'll keep my wallet in my car.
Oh, I cannot. Listen, I am not happy with I'm not happy with Michael. I'm not happy with Angela. The two of them. Robin said now Regina is recruiting us to TikTok a la Cita, a la Genacita. Okay. Robin said, is his home an Airbnb? I don't know what it is, but it's not where he was when he was in Africa, wherever his country was. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's over here on American soil at the back of Angela.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. At the back of Angela. All right, Dustin, where we are at the next one. Mm-hmm.
We're going to Big Ed and Liv.
Lord, these two.
Okay, now I don't want to see her back either next season. She really got on my nerves when they were cleaning the house out, and she started cleaning his house out. For one, you don't live there anymore,
right?
He could do whatever he wants to do in his house. He don't have to clean it up if he don't feel like it.
And he was being petty.
He don't have to clean it up if he don't feel like it. Yeah, Liz. I know your name is still on your name. She said her name is still on the lease till December. Well, it's not December now; it's June. So your lease is over with, in my opinion.
Oh.
Your lease is over with now because this show has been filmed last year, and your lease is over with now. So it's no longer your house. You are no longer living here. You are no longer together. So get over it and don't come back next season because I'm sick of you, very, very sick of you, and I don't want to see you. I don't want to see you back next season. And he was very rude to her mother. Ed was very rude to her to her mother, to say that you didn't do a good job of raising your own daughter. So I do fault Ed on that part right there.
Yeah,
for him to say that it was her fault the way that Liz is. Now, Liz is an adult Ed, so you can't really blame the mother for all of it. We all have a rough. We know she had a rough time. I know I did plenty of times. This is why I'm the way I am too. But that's neither here nor there. But that was just very rude in my opinion, Regina.
Mm-hmm. Let me tell you, I'm gonna come over to Jonathan. Jonathan, what's your thoughts? Lady Virgo said this recap in the last episode is really getting my blood pressure up now. I just cannot anymore with these people and the nonsense. Jonathan, listen, Ed.
Regina, I understand you saying Ed was being petty, but the pettiness started as soon as Liz walked in. Ed said hi. Liz did not say one word to him. Now, if that's not petty, I don't know what is. And
I was saying
that is sorry to interrupt you, Jonathan. I do apologize. That is very petty.
I was saying he said petty because that's what he said. Ed said I was being petty.
Okay, yes. And so I think Ed's philosophy in this particular episode was you go low, I'll go lower. Okay. So because the only reason that he said to Liz's mother, you should have done a better job of raising your daughter, is because they called him less than a man. Yep. And so when you attack my manhood, when you attack my character like that, do you expect me to just be rainbows and sunshine and all that good stuff? You that can't be your expectation when you're trying to knock me down. So To be honest, I was on Ed's side as far as this particular episode was concerned. The fact that Liz and her mother had all of these issues with the way that the house was looking. I don't know why Liz's mother was washing the air fryer. Is that your air fryer? Is that Liz's air fryer? What's going on with that? Like, to have all these issues with a house that you are no longer abiding in, you're no longer living.
She tried to say that there was stuff at the bottom of it and it wasn't healthy because he wasn't cleaning it out. I'm just gonna say that point right there.
And I understand that, but thankfully Liz was not eating out of it, because she hadn't been there in over a month. So what is it to you? Why do you got Liz's mother? Why do y'all care? Why is this a point of contention for you when you have no business in the house whatsoever but to pick up your stuff and get the heck out? So, for me, I was happy for Ed when he was laughing, because I'm so glad that he did not take any of their words to heart, because some men are not strong enough to be able to take that type of abuse from two women, much less one. So I was happy for Ed. I'm so glad that he's getting Liz out of his life. The whole Liz going into the room and having a moment to cry, and I was rolling my eyes so hard. It's like, I don't care. I don't know who would care. I'm sure there are some people out there who would have some type of sympathy or empathy for Liz, and that's valid for them. However, as for me and my house, Joe Nathan don't give a darn. Okay, I do not care. Liz, get your ish. Like Angela said in Waiting to Exhale, get your ish and get the heck out. Let's go. Okay. And then the fact that, they brought up the rent and, the fact that she wasn't paying rent. And so apparently Ed had the upper hand with that conversation as well. So at least to me, Ed seemed to be, I don't want to say in the right, but that's really the only thing that I can say in this case, as far as what my, reflections are of the whole scene. But I was just happy that Ed was not affected by the words of Liz and her mother. I'm so glad that he did not allow that to affect him. He had a smile on his face. He was laughing some of the time, and that brought me joy, because I don't see it for Liz, never have, and I probably never will. But I hope she's happy in her new relationship. I saw that ET interview, and I hope that she finds true love for herself, and the same for Ed as well.
I'm gonna come over to Erin for her commentary on this, y'all. We done spent a half an hour talking about Ed and Michael and Angela. Erin, what's your thoughts on Ed and Liz?
Well, 25 minutes of that was just on Angela and Michael, and I can't believe it. What a waste of our time.
Right.
So I don't think there were any winners in the relationship with Ed and Liz.
No.
They both definitely are losers in this, and I feel bad for both of them, actually, because I don't think the relationship was real to the viewers. I don't think we ever were invested in them. Like, we were never really hoping for them. It never.
Right.
There was always something. Yeah. So in that way, I was like, "Well, Liz, how can you be that upset? How many times have you broken up?"
Okay.
So.
Yeah, plenty of times.
That was my first thought. I was like, how can you be this crushed? You've broken up like a dozen times. So in that sense, I was like, at this point, don't you think you'll just get back together in a week or so? I mean, if you're being realistic.
Right.
And I thought Ed, when he said, I hope someday that I can be a part of her life so I can know Riley, I thought that was a really touching moment when he said that in the episode. And I was like, oh, that's actually kind of nice, Ed. Even though you did make the little sly comment about, but I'd have to have a relationship with her.
Right.
So he could have left that out. But I definitely see that Ed did care for Riley. And I am glad we got to see that part of Ed. I did not like the low blow by Liz when she said, this is why your daughter doesn't talk to you. That was cruel and unnecessary, and nobody needs to go there. So that's why I couldn't completely say, oh, it was all Ed. You went lower than Ed had gone in any of his comments when she said that. He doesn't go after her as a mother. There are things that Ed doesn't do. He doesn't go after her. We've never heard him talk bad about her mothering, her being a parent, or any like she doesn't have full custody of her child, and Ed doesn't go there on her.
Could have put her on blast.
Yeah, he could go, well, you know, how come you ain't got full-time custody? You only got part-time. Like, he doesn't go there. He, you know, and he shouldn't, because there can be all sorts of circumstances, and Ed's thing could be that too. With the mother, we don't really know, like, the layers on that one. And so I thought that was a little too much. For Liz, I understood why Ed did not leave, because in the beginning I thought, well, Ed should have left and let Liz come in, but you don't know what Liz would have done to his stuff.
Nope.
Exactly.
That's why Ed had to stay. And I thought that he tried to just sit there and be quiet. I think they should have let him sit there and be quiet. And I don't know. I think the mother just added fuel to the fire.
Absolutely.
There was no good in this, and there was nothing good going to come out of it. So it was just, you knew when she was going there that this was going to be painful.
I want to say this about Ed and the mama and so forth. One thing about parents, when you come in and you hear your child's side, of course you're going to stick to your child's side. But I think the mom was wrong coming in that man's house trying to clean or move anything. The only thing that mama should have been moving is anything her daughter said was hers. She should not have been in that man's kitchen doing whatever. Matter of fact, she probably should have stayed out in the car until her daughter said, Mom, these are my things. They on the front porch. So I get it. Ed could have came in that house all kind of sideways. He could have, you know, came in there like a whirlwind. I thought it was really ridiculous that these ladies came in there. Now she's supposed to be getting her stuff to leave, but you talking about, oh, this place was clean when I left, and then you trying to clean up. Girl, why are you leaving? Why? Why are you trying to clean up a place where you leaving? Leave. I didn't understand that part. And then Ed, y'all know Ed can be petty. I'm not gonna let Ed get away with his pettiness. He even said
it is what it is.
He said, I didn't clean the house because I knew it would bother her. I was being petty. He knew it would bother her. So he purposely did that. That's what Ed does. But Liz, you know who Ed is. We ain't shocked. Why are you shocked? You know who you were dating. And so I just think they all are a big mess. But you know what? Ed and Liz will probably be back next season. Talking about they done made up there.
I hope not. I hope not, Regina.
Well, we hope they won't. But listen, last season they weren't together. And the season before that, they broke up. And the season before that. So this is what they do.
Jonathan and I are going to pray that we don't see him much on the TV again.
Okay.
Me and Jonathan are had enough of it. And,
this is what these two do. They find a way to get back on this show, to get whatever compensation they can get from the show. That's just what they do. I don't think they and Liz have a real relationship. I don't think they do. I don't think they have a real relationship.
I have a theory.
What's that?
I said this to Dustin last night. I said, I think they'll be back, but it'll be them like opening a business together or something, or setting I have a theory, like a couple theories. Either going to open a business together as friends, or they're going to be these couples that set their partners up, their ex-partners up with other people.
Oh my God.
Now, I would have watched that. I would actually watch that.
These are my theories of how they're going to bring Ed and Liz back, because I don't think TLC is done with them, because no matter what we think on X, this couple is talked about.
They are.
Good or bad, they generate people. It's views. Like people slow down when there's a car accident because you shouldn't look, but everybody looks. And that's what Ed and Liz are. You know they're the car wreck, but somehow you just can't turn away. Actually, I can. If we weren't, I'd just be fast forwarding.
Okay. I would fast forward through Ed and Liz. I really would. I would fast forward through them. I think Ed can make it on his own. He could just say, hey, Ed is searching for love. Leave Liz alone. I still think Liz is allegedly an opportunist. I think she got in a relationship for opportunity's sake. And I don't really say that. I can't say that I really like her, because there's just something about Liz from day one that I'm not comfortable with. just something. But that's it, Liz. The mama, pack your baby bags and go with your baby, and y'all go and leave Ed alone. Ed say he not into cars no more. He into boats now or something.
Yes.
Whatever. So Ed ain't lacking for money, because when you get into that boating game, you better have some big bread. So that's my thoughts on Ed and Liz. They don't have to come back next season, but like Aaron said, if people want to see them, so let them go ahead.
What about the next couple is Rob and Sophia?
Oh Lord!
Now, I have a lot to say on this couple right here, Jonathan. Now, I don't want to see. They're not going to make it, and I really don't feel like they're not together now, and Sophia needs to get out of wherever she's at and go back with her mother. She doesn't like she's not going to make it with him. I don't care, no matter what nobody says. She's not going to make it at all. Why would you want to be suffering on a daily basis anyway, Sophia? Now, come on now. This is ridiculous. This is the point to where it needs to break you need to get a divorce. Yeah, they both need to go their separate ways, because you guys ain't gonna make it. And we are seeing a different side of Rob and Sophia this season on Happily Ever After. Now, we've seen it at the end of the last season of regular 90 Day Fiance, but we're seeing it more this season so far, Regina. And this is a point to where I think that it would be better off to break the marriage up, because you guys are not happy. And why I always say, if you're not happy, then why be with her? And he's not happy with her either. So why would you do it? It doesn't make any sense to me.
Right. Agreed. Here's my thing with Rob and Sophia. It surprised me so much. I don't know why I didn't notice this before, but when Rob was sitting down with Sophia and her mother, I think her mother's name is Claire, if I'm not mistaken.
Claire, yes, Claire.
The fact that Sophia took every opportunity to sound apologetic for Rob in her mother's presence, that was triggering for me, because you've been complaining about Rob all season, all the time that I've seen y'all on 90 Day Fiance. You have nothing but complaints about Rob. But when you get in your mother's presence and you're all together, you have excuses for Rob. Oh no, he's not that bad. Oh, he's not really I don't know why that switch is there. And maybe that switch further tells us why she's still with him, because she's still holding on to that fantasy, that dream that he sold her before they actually met. And so what were you saying, Dustin?
About that. My question is to you, Jonathan, and everybody else can answer the same question. But how long do you think she's going to hold on to him?
I don't know. This is a
very telling season so far to me, just with this couple stuff, and I feel like it would be better off for him and Sophia to break it off. And I don't usually say the word break it off, but that's the way I feel. And honestly, I hope that she don't hold on to him like this, because it's just going to make her more miserable and him more miserable. So it'd be better off to just break it off, Sophia.
I feel like the status of Rob and Sophia's relationship solely lies in Sophie's hands, because I don't see Rob ever leaving her for any reason whatsoever. He has no reason to leave her. She's nothing but good to him, even though he has some complaints about her and not being so cleanly. And also the fact that she brings up all the things that he does bad to her to his face, and he doesn't like that. And so, but he hasn't left her yet. So I don't see Rob leaving her for any reason. And so it would have to be Sophie's decision for their marriage to actually end. But the fact that Rob told Sophia, when his friend was saying that she's only with him for a green card, and he told her that he was sticking up for her, I don't remember that from the last episode. I don't remember him saying, "Oh, wait, now don't say that about my wife." Now, don't. And he acts like she's not going to see this on TV when it airs. So to me, it further tells us that Rob is no good. That Rob does not deserve Sophie whatsoever. he's still going to be fine regardless. We can't do nothing about that. But he does not deserve Sophie. He does not deserve her. And I feel for Claire because she's fighting so hard for her daughter to leave Rob. And the fact that Sophia is going to be with him until she's just had enough. Eventually she's going to, I don't know what that point is going to be or what it ended up being for as far as them not being together now. But I do feel bad for Sophie, even though she voluntarily is staying with Rob. I do feel bad for her in the way that Regina said that she couldn't feel bad for Angela. This is a situation where we can feel bad for Sophia because she's such a caring, beautiful, and intelligent. Well, I don't know if I can say necessarily intelligent, but just because of the fact that she's still with him, I don't know if that was an intelligent decision to make to stay with this man. But that's not to say that she's not smart or anything like that. I'm just saying she's so beautiful, she's so caring, she's so loving, and so therefore it allows us to have some feelings about her being in this terrible relationship with this man who clearly does not care for her feelings in any way, shape, or form whatsoever. Much like Gino doesn't care for Jasmine.
I don't think Rob knows how to care for somebody else's.
No, he doesn't.
Let me hear from Erin because her comments are cracking me up over here. Erin, what's your thoughts on Rob? Like we don't already know.
Okay.
Well, we ain't seen any difference in Rob.
No.
I will say with the friend, the one thing is the friend kept going, "You're not believing me," and stuff. So Rob was giving the vibe that he did not care what his friend was saying. I don't know if he was defending Sophie, but he did show the friend that he did not believe that was true. I will give him that tiny bit of defense.
Yeah.
She's defending Rob.
But like, he acknowledged it in his confessional. He did acknowledge it, and he said it's a possibility. That's not to say that he actually believed it, but I just wanted to say that.
Yeah, but he did say, like, the friend, he was giving the vibe to the friend because friend goes, "You're not believing this could be true." So he was at least giving the vibe. He wasn't defending her, but he was at least like not going into the rabbit hole his friend was digging.
He wasn't engaging with the conversation.
Yeah,
I get it.
I'll give him that. But Rob was a big baby, and Rob showed that at the dinner. And yes, Claire is a troublemaker because she sees Rob. I think she sees Rob for what he is because she's been in relationships with men like Rob. And I think that's why Sophie's in these relationships because she said, her mom said earlier in the episode, "I don't want you to be like me in these continuously bad relationships with these bad guys because I've dated Robs before." And I was like, that's why Sophie can't leave because this is what she knows. How Rob is treating her is what you grew up with her mother being treated as, and her mother didn't learn for a while, and that's why Sophie's not. It's just she's just continuing this cycle. She hasn't broken it. And Sophie is young, and young people. I was with my husband when I was young, and I wasn't smart enough to be out until I was older. So I'm hoping that she learns faster than I did. I will say that because he ain't gonna change. Who he is who he is.
Right.
People grow, but to their core is who they are, and that man's core is rotten. To run. It ain't. It's not gonna go ripe. It's already turned.
Right.
I think Rob had probably a lot of damage in his childhood.
Yeah.
Because Rob doesn't know how to let go of this relationship either, which tells me that Rob is afraid to be alone. So I do have questions about what his parents did and why they're not involved in his life because he doesn't talk about them at all.
Not at all.
So the abandonment issue may be a problem for Rob, and that may be why Sophie leaving and coming back isn't bothering him that much. As long as she comes back. So I did notice that trend with Rob, and I will say that was interesting this week to see that she can leave as many times as she wants, but Rob just wants her to come home. And I was like, did his parents like leave and not come back? Is that like a trend in his life? Because we know her trend now. So I do kind of want to know Rob's trend so that maybe I cannot completely think he's just this rotten person. I mean, he still will be a rotten person, but maybe there are reasons.
Exactly.
That's a
But
great
see,
point.
see
Great
the way
point.
that see the way that you said you weren't smart enough to leave him, Aaron. We've all been in those situations. That's the reason why I said that she wasn't intelligent
Yeah.
enough, because we've all been there. It's not a
We
dig
get
to her.
wiser
I'm
with
just
age.
stating facts. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, we get wiser with age. I didn't
Right.
think that was insulting to her. We
Okay.
are young and stupid, and that's why it's a
Yes.
saying.
Bright-eyed and
she's
bushy-tailed.
young,
You know.
and she's
Right.
being stupid in love, and that's not saying she's stupid as a person. That's just saying
Right.
in her love life, she's not as mature as she will be someday, and she
There
will
you
get
go.
there.
There you go.
I think what Sophie, my observation of what Sophie is dealing with as Rob is she is still looking at the outer appearance of Rob and not understanding the inner of who Rob really is,
Mhm.
and that attraction to what Rob looks like on the outside is like what his mom said. What her mom said, she said, "Do you love him or are you lusting for him?"
Yes.
And I think that Sophie is trapped in that. She's letting her eyes decipher her instead of her heart and her
Mhm.
real mind. Because I think Sophie does know who Rob is and what he is capable of, but she is so attracted to the outer part of Rob. She's just not paying no attention to those red flags that her mind and her heart is telling her. So I agree wholeheartedly with the mom. It's not love, it is lust that she, I think, is looking for. Rob, I do think that Rob has a sense of let me mute Dustin in for a second. I think that Rob is having a sense of what happened in his past. I think Aaron hit it on the head. What I think is going on with Rob, there's something with him, why he's so at ease with her leaving and coming back.
Yeah.
There is. I do a 1000% agree with you on that, Aaron. I'm glad you even brought that up because I wasn't even thinking to that full range until you gave that in-depth thought process of that. So that is something. I do want to speak quick on this part too, with Rob having conversations with the mom. I think when Sophie checks Rob for disrespecting the mom, having disrespectful conversations, she needs to also check her mom. I know we as a Black culture, when we grew up, our family members told us, I don't know, did I mean, okay, Dustin is back. When our family members told us when we were around adults, you had to speak to adults with respect, no matter how they spoke to you. Rob ain't coming from that past. Rob is like, listen, you talk rude to me, I don't care who you are. I'm talking right back at you the same way you talking at me. So the mother needs to understand that if you want Rob to respect you, unfortunately, the way Rob is coming, you have to turn around and try and show him some form of respect, even if it's a matter of changing your tone, how you talking to him, because she's talking to her, she put him down. Yes, she's mad at the man. She don't like how he treats his daughter. She don't like all that. But at the same time, she has to understand he's still a human being. And she still needs to be able to talk to him with some form of respect. You could tell a person, like, thank you, Spirit. I remember I worked for this guy and at this brokerage firm, and he told me, he says, you could tell a person to go to hell, and depending on the way you told them, they may look forward to the trip. That's what he used to tell me. And he said he would tell that to all of the people in our meetings. And I thought it was interesting he said that way, because the nicest, you could tell a person the nicest thing, or you could tell the person the rudest thing, but depending on how you tell them would determine if they want to accept it or not. So I think the mom needs to really watch how she talks to Rob, because he is still a human being. He ain't the best of, behavior wise, but she would not want someone talking to her son that way, or her daughter that way, if she had a son or her daughter. I'm sure she would not want Rob's parents talking to Sophie the way she talks to him, calling the boy a knob and saying, I hate him, right there in front of him and stuff. Come on, she's supposed to be the adult. She needs to try and be better. I understand her defending her child, but at the same time, the two of them together, that's true. Rob and Sophie, think of it, Rob and her mom are really very similar. They're very similar.
Yes, they are, Regina. Yes, they are. I'm very sure.
So I think I don't think Rob is going to really want to let Sophie go, because Sophie is probably the best thing that he's probably ever had, and Sophie don't want to let Rob go because he's probably the best body she's ever had. So
the best phase, honey, that phase.
Yeah,
Can't get over it.
There's that. So I don't know. Go ahead, Dustin. Let me try and pull up this page.
Okay. All right. My question. What's about that? Okay. I'm sorry. I had to take care of a situation. Sorry about that, Regina. I was
you're quite all right.
So I had to take care of a little bit of something, but I'm back. We're gonna. I'm gonna go to Jasmine and Gino. I think that Gino finally paid for the I can't say the word, pay for the thing that
the pageant
that she wanted, and I'm so glad finally he paid for it, but he should have paid for it sooner. Now, the part I don't like about it is, Jonathan, and you could give me, you could tell me how what you think about this as well. I don't think that he should have had to go to his uncle to tell him to pay for it. That is something his wife wanted in the first place. If your wife tells you she wanted to do it and she felt very strongly about it, then you should have paid for it in the first place. You shouldn't have had to wait to go to your uncle to tell him to have his reassurance to pay for it. You should have just paid for it in the first place. Gino.
Right. Okay.
Jonathan, I'm sorry. I'm like you. I don't like Gino at all. I really don't dislike Gino because he's a person that I wouldn't see myself putting up with. If you were married to your wife, you should do what she wants you to do. I'm sorry.
Okay. All right, Jonathan, your thought. Thank you, Dustin. Your thoughts on Gino and Jasmine.
Y'all know I'm all the way team Jasmine. Jasmine is my favorite person on this show. I can just watch a whole show of Jasmine just doing whatever because she's just that entertaining. I love the fact that Jasmine always holds Gino's feet to the fire. She does not let him get away with anything. And I love that. And then, Jasmine says, a husband is supposed to be a provider, supposed to be a protector, and, all this good stuff, which were valid things. They were very valid. And then Gino responds with, well, a woman is supposed to be nice and supposed to be caring and not the B word. He didn't call her a B word, but she was being be like, without saying the word. But for someone to say that to their wife, I don't know how you would expect. I'm glad she didn't blow up on him because she really could have slapped him right across his face after he said that about her. Because he honestly could have just called her the B word right out. That's pretty much what he was saying, at least in my opinion. But it is what it is. You can take that however you want to, but. The simple fact, much like Dustin said, that it had to take his uncle to convince him to pay for the pageant, and the uncle's reasoning for it. Oh, just do it so she doesn't have another thing to complain about. You know what I'm saying? That's not a good reason to pay for your wife's pageant. You pay for your wife's pageant because it's a desire of her heart. It's something that is very close to her. It's something that will build up her confidence for herself. That should be the reason why you should pay for your wife's pageant, not the fact that, let's just pay for it so that we don't have to hear her complain about it anymore. That's not how a marriage works. That's not how a marriage works. But again, Jasmine is still with Gino for whatever reason. I don't know. And I don't think I will ever understand why Jasmine seems as though Jasmine has lowered her standards to be with Gino.
She has.
And for Jasmine to be as beautiful and as intelligent. Jasmine is an extremely intelligent woman. And I think Gino underestimates that because all he sees is her beauty and thinks that she doesn't have a brain to go along with it. And so that's why he sees it as the B word. He sees it as aggressive. He sees it as non-conforming. He sees it as not being easy to get along with. Well, if you did what a husband is supposed to do, Gino, maybe Jasmine would not have all of these complaints, because all her complaints not valid? Because to me, I feel as though every single complaint that Jasmine has had with Gino has been extremely valid. And it's something that a normal wife would not have to complain about in her marriage because her husband will have it taken care of. But, when you're with someone like Gino, your expectations really can't be that high because, Gino's willingness and Gino's sense of care is simply just not there. So, it is what Aaron, I don't know why you're shocked about what I'm saying, because, I've been saying it every week about Gino since we started talking about this couple. But, Gino does not deserve Jasmine for anything.
I have to agree with you, Jonathan.
She's too good for him. The way that she cares for Gino, y'all, and the fact that Gino does not reciprocate that hardly in any way, shape, or form, unless he's forced to do it, says a lot about who Gino is, not only as a man, but as a husband. And I'll leave it at that.
Go ahead, Aaron.
Okay. First, I actually did see why he was concerned.
Red flags, yep.
Oh goodness! Should I wave my hat?
Right. Yes. just move your head back and forth. That's all you got to do. Yes, that's it right there.
Go ahead, Aaron.
I can see why Gino is concerned about money. He's not working. He's not bringing in income.
That's
and
true.
Yes, he should just get a job back. I do think that. I think Gino is cheap, and I'm cheap, so maybe that's why I can kind of see those points, because I know I'm cheap. Like, I ain't even gonna lie. In a relationship, I'm cheap. I'm like, you really need to spend full price on that? What is it that important? Like,
me too, Aaron. Me too.
Like, I'm good. Like, I have pretty things, but they were all on a clearance rack. Oh,
okay.
I love a good clearance rack. Go ahead, Aaron.
I don't pay full price for stuff, so I can see why Jasmine and him have that big difference. And I think the financial thing is a very big difference in a relationship. She's used to spending money because she's used to making her own money, and she likes the finer things, and he likes the cheaper things. And so cheaper is not always finer. So they come from two very different worlds financially. Yeah. So that I think does interrupt. I do think Gino needs to let go of I need to be validated for the little things I do, even if I've screwed them up.
The little things.
You cannot tell her,
oh my God,
be grateful I brought you here when she didn't want to come here. You need to let that go.
Okay.
That needs to be let go, because she wanted you to move there, and
she wanted you.
And you bringing her here isn't some hero move. That is her sacrificing her family and her kids to be with you, and you're still making it about you. So I will give that. That is like, just grow up.
Okay.
Yeah.
But Jasmine, on the other hand, needs to not look at, I want this washing machine because it's pretty, knowing that her husband wants to be financially smart in this time, and you want to spend money on different things. The washing machine that nobody's going to see, you do not need the pretty color.
Mm-hmm.
So she needs to learn to be financially looking at how he feels, especially if you want him to spend money on like a pageant and stuff, and you're trying to still, because he didn't say no to the pageant, he said, I got to see how we can do it. And instead of freaking out when he said that, she could say, okay, can we sit down and look at our bank accounts and the bills and kind of go over it together? She never wants to make those steps with him, even though she says, I was independent before. Well, then show your independence by being like, Gino, let's put all the papers out. Let's see how we can do this together. Let's see where we can cut back so I can do the pageant. She doesn't go in that direction either. So I can see that he did need to give her the pageant, but she needed to take some steps to get him there. Yeah. You can sit down and say, like, I bought into Disney stuff that maybe I thought was irresponsible, but I looked at the numbers and stuff because somebody sat down and goes, no, this is smarter. She needs to sit down and go over the books too, especially if she was an independent woman before. She knows how to get stuff that she needs. She knows how to get the boob job. Everything else done. She knows how to work numbers, so she needs to work the numbers with Gino.
Okay. I just want to say something really, really quickly. I know this is probably insignificant, but this bothered me to my core. When they were looking for that washer, and he said, that one doesn't have an agitator. all washers have agitators. Yes, it might not be coming up from the middle and look all tall like most agitators are, but we have a washer at my house that does not have that long agitator, but there's an agitator at the bottom that does spin, that does move the clothes around. So I believe all washers have an agitator. They just don't all look the same, Gino. I'm just
I
saying.
had a different theory on that one.
What was it?
Okay, so because I just bought a washing machine, the agitators that go up are generally for the cheaper washing machines nowadays. And I thought he was pointing that out because he wants that because he knows it will only be so much of a budget. Just saying, that's probably why. Because the ones with the smaller agitators now that you can fit more clothes in are more expensive. So I thought his reason was because he knew it would be below where his budget wanted to be. So
I just saw it as a matter of lack of intelligence. But hey, that's just me.
All right, my thoughts on this Gino and Jasmine. Let's go to Gino and the uncle. The uncle's like, go ahead, let her do the pageant, whatever. And then Gino decides, okay, I spoke with my uncle, and my uncle said, go ahead and let you do it. First of all, I was glad that he even took the advice of his uncle. I was glad for that because it let me know that Gino is like, well, I'm going to talk to somebody else about it. I'm glad that he spoke to a male figure about it and the male figure agreed, let him do it. Because if he would have talked to a woman, it's probably different because all women are like, yeah, do the pageant. But he spoke to his uncle, who he really admires and really respects his uncle's comments and conversation. So I thought it was great that he did that. Gino telling Jasmine that she was not a good wife, that thing tickled me so much because when Gino tries to, thank you, Aaron. When Gino tries to put Jasmine in check, oh my goodness. I always get tickled when Gino fights back. So it is what it is. Jasmine not losing her cool. Jonathan, you mentioned that too. I'm glad that she is controlling herself. Her emotions are in check. She's speaking softer. She's not going flying off the handle. I absolutely love that. The washing machine issue. Gino was, listen, we all know this ain't nothing new. Gino don't want to spend more than 2 cents if the thing is 1 cent. He don't want to do that. And I can't say that I'm really, really mad at him because I'm like, Aaron, the guy's got to be on a budget. She's not working. He has really left his job. So they're living off of his savings. We don't know how much that savings is or how long it's going to last or when it's going to run out. But I get it. He don't want to spend more if he don't have to. Just buy a washing machine that's going to wash your clothes and get a new dryer because he did say the dryer was broken. And I know, what Jasmine was talking about when she was saying that smell. When you get that little musty smell in your clothes and you don't wash your clothes, I get that feeling. So I think Gino should understand, but Jasmine also, they need to meet in the middle. You don't have to have the top of the line washing machine. Not yet, Jasmine. You can get that later. Right now, get you something new that's going to be able to wash your clothes. Jasmine, Gino saying that Jasmine is not grateful or does not tell him thank you for the little things. I get what Gino was saying. Sometimes all he wants is for his ego to be stroked. But what he doesn't understand is Jasmine has been stroking his ego because that's one thing about her. She will say, thank you. I really love this. Thank you so much. Remember the alligator trip he took around? She couldn't say thank you enough. So she does stroke his ego. But I think that Gino, when he gets so mad, he just looks at what Jasmine doesn't do instead of looking at what she does do. So she is grateful. Him saying she should be grateful that he brought her over here. Yeah, I think she is. But that's also like a low blow to her because that makes her feel bad. Because he's like, if he would have said that to me, I would have been like, oh, so you didn't want to bring me over here? When he said that. So I don't think he should have said that, but I understand what his point was. But I just don't think it should have been brought up during a heated conversation. It diminishes it.
Right.
So he have to be careful with that. But Jasmine and Gino, I don't know how long they're going to work. I think Jasmine truly does really love Gino. I know I may be retracting what I said before.
Unfortunately.
But I do think that she truly does love him for some crazy reason because she could do so better. But
So
Gino,
much
I
better.
think is he's afraid of the money going out faster than it should, and I think that's one of the reasons why he's being reserved. Her eyes, she's looking at him being cheap. His eyes, I think he's trying to stretch it to last for the future. She sees it as cheap. I don't really see it that way now, but I don't know about Jasmine and Gino. Hopefully, they will work out,
Let,
and if they don't, they don't. But we'll pray.
oh,
We'll see what happens. Go
can,
ahead,
I,
Doug.
can I say that? Can I say this?
Mhm.
When Aaron wasn't here last week, Jonathan and I both said he needs to go get a job. So he needs to go back to work, Gino, in order to continue to be with Jasmine, because Jasmine is a very high maintenance person, and there are certain people that are high maintenance, and she's one of them. So yes, I do agree that he needs to go back to
But
work.
we
But
have
he
to
ain't.
remember also, Gino is not a young guy. And for him to just get a new job may not be as easy as some of the younger
What?
people getting a job.
Right.
And then, when he does get that new job, is Jasmine going to be okay with him being out of the house because she's gotten so used to him being there? She may not have an issue because he is going to work, but then what does she do with all of her time? So that may end up being a whole problem also, because remember, the reason why he said he left his old job is because he wanted to be there for Jasmine anyway. Jonathan, but that's our take on this show here, you guys. We did not get to Colby. Dustin, I'll let you say real quick on Colby and Emily.
Yes. Kobe and Emily, I think that they're going to make it. I just think that they're doing this scene for the show. I think they're honestly happy in the marriage. I think that they're just doing this for the TV show. I don't really see them having any issues behind the cameras. I think they are actually one of the happy couples on this show.
Yeah.
And I see it lasting. I see it lasting a lot. So yeah, I do see it lasting quite
Okay.
a long time. And I think they're just doing this certain episode for the show because I think that TLC has certain things that they do want to film, but I don't think that they're having marriage problems. Now we might see something different in the future, but honestly, I think they're happily married.
I'll do a 1 minute comment on Emily and Colby. I think that she needs to really stop being so insecure.
Yes.
Really need to get rid of that insecurity and just understand that he loves her, he married her, and stop trying to diminish the love that he really has for her. I think she's looking too far into the past. I understand what she's saying. If she would not have gotten pregnant, would he have stayed with her? I understand that, but he's married you now, girl. Leave it alone. Leave her, the ex, in the past and stop bringing her. Jonathan, you and Aaron want to say a 1 minute commentary on that before we go?
Absolutely. Really, really, really quick. I'm going to touch on Emily and Colby. It seemed like Emily didn't even care about that whole conversation when they were having the conversation about his ex-girlfriend. I'm so glad that the ex-girlfriend never showed up because I don't know where Emily would have taken that unnecessarily. Because again, she was like, you're getting upset about it. I'm not getting upset. Well, to me, that shows that Emily didn't care about the whole conversation to begin with. So I'm assuming that was strictly for the show, and I'm going to stick with that. Really quickly, I want to speak on Patrick and Thais. I love the fact that Thais' father brought up that that Patrick's father should not be charging his son for using his ranch or whatever for that birthday party. I love that. And Thais' father walked in there looking like a whole snack, honey. He was looking good, honey. Anyways, and I'm also so glad that Manuel called Ashley out for her double standard of him keeping secrets from her and the fact that she was keeping secrets from him. And all that she could do was walk away.
Go ahead, Aaron. Thank you so much, Jonathan.
I actually agree with everything Jonathan said. I love looking at Thais' dad. He was just great looking. I was like, anything he had to say, I was there for it. That's
girl.
I was watching him more than the episode. I was glad Thais and John were getting along.
I love it. I love it. Well, you guys, that's been our recap of 90 Day Fiance with Dustin Butler here on the 90 Day Fiance recap with Aaron. Also from Smiling with Aaron D on our YouTube page. Check her out. Jonathan here from Jonathan's channel is JoJo Speaks. Y'all check him out as well. All YouTube channels here. I appreciate each and every one of you. This has been great. This has been fun. Dustin, thank you so very much. You guys remember to watch 90 Day Fiance and then join us here every Monday night as we recap and ask you to join in the comment section. Y'all have a wonderful, blessed day. Now remember, y'all, you know what we say here on the Juice Radio and Talk Show. It's easy to love everybody else, but the most important person you're supposed to love is yourself.
Love yourself.
That's right. Y'all have a wonderful, blessed evening. We're going to see y'all here back again next week, same time, right here on the Juice Radio and Talk Show. Good night, everyone.
Good night. Love you, John.